Hi, welcome to the market alert for Thursday, the 24th of March 2020. So yesterday inflation rises to 6.2%. We all know that it's closer to 20%, certainly for fuel and indeed for food as well. We've had a gesture from the Chancellor, 3,000 increase in the NI allowance and 5p off the fuel price, which of course isn't going to make a fat lot of difference unless you fill up today, because you'll see in just a moment as to why I say this. And yesterday, bonds, bullion, black gold and Babki jumper stocks dump. Stocks start to reconnect with reality and the ruble rips higher. That's because Putin won't sell his natural gas in anything other than the ruble. So no pun intended. He's got us over a barrel. No surprise there, really. Problem with sanctions, they affect the masses. They don't affect the elite. That's the problem. Putin will be fine, the elite will be fine, but it's the likes of us that will suffer as a result. Trading houses will collapse as margin call doom loop goes global. Trafigura CFO warns. So we are more and more engaged with governments in order to inform the likelihood of market disruptions. Very interesting sub-headline there. House Dems want to stop oil inflation by creating money out of thin air. Americans direct payments. So we're back to helicopter money, aren't we? To stop inflation, we must create inflation. They're lunatics, aren't they, these Democrats? Honestly, they have no concept of economics. So Brent soars above 120 mid short squeeze yesterday as Trafigura says oil will hit $150 this summer. I've already mentioned that in the market alert. $200 a barrel would seem more of a figure. I think you'll see a huge backwardation, and I do think you'll see $150 this summer. I think you'll see it higher than that, and you'll certainly see £2 per litre as well, and above for both petrol and diesel. And don't forget, in yesterday's alert I spoke about the diesel shortage. It's a very, very interesting article. I read it after, and I didn't realise how much diesel actually comes from Russia, which of course with the sanctions is not going to make its way here. Europe is going to be greatly affected, and then you're going to see the food shortages compounded by the fact that you can't get the deliveries out as well. Russian stock trading to resume on Thursday after record market shutdown. Get your priorities right, get the markets open during war. Doesn't matter about lives or anything else, just make sure you can get the markets reopened. News today, economic news. Bullard speaking at, he's already spoken, that was at 1:05, 8:15 a.m. French flash. All the flash noise today, and that will go on until we get the US one out at 1:45. So yeah, all flash news this morning. That's going to make the market volatile, because it'll be looking for ways to actually bring the market back with any sort of positive news from the actual and forecast prices. That starts at 8:15 a.m. Okay, so in the Dow for yesterday we had a down day, but we've been up for many days. We were close to, we were at 89% retracement anyway. Down day, inflation and talks of nuclear strikes again sending the market down, but it's found support at the 50 MA and is likely to resume that upward sideways movement, because it's, war's good for the markets. It always has been and always will be. 30-minute chart shows you the decline yesterday, but overnight you can see the market bouncing. It's just currently overbought in the 30-minute chart, crossover, and at the 50 EMA. So expect a bit of a move down as the futures open to the 20 MA and the close, then be oversold. Find a bit of support there. Watch the low though, just in case the close is taken out, because that's what brought back the DAX yesterday. If we just find the German DAX, again you can see a similar picture to the Dow, trading up to the 89% retracement, 50 EMA, market in a sideways range there that you can see. And in the 30-minute chart yesterday, if I can find it, you'll see the market was overbought. Market came back up to do a double top, went short. Dow opens there. You can see the Dow opening. I think it was at That's at 2:30. And the market then moving back down. As soon as it got to the low, it found support there. And you can see overnight also the market bouncing off the low. Very similar picture, isn't it, to the Dow, back up to the 50 EMA, crossover, overbought, it needs to come back before it can move to the upside. Got the 20 EMA close and the low. If it trades down to the low, then expect to find some support there. All of the flash news highlighted here as well for today. So we've got all these news items in between. In the 5-minute chart, which is on here somewhere, there it is. Yesterday morning, a closer look inside of what was going on. You can see there the market doing its pullbacks back up to 89% retracement, then moving lower till it was oversold, and only managing a 38% retracement back before the market started to close back below the 5-bar moving averages, taking out the low and continuing to the downside. Another bounce. Actually, by this point here, we'd also got overbought, even though the market had only moved up 50 points. At this point, the market then became overbought, and we see all of the criteria there before the market moves lower. We stay on the downside with the market closing below the 5-bar moving average apart from 1 bar, and then we're slammed back down with some buying coming in. We see the stochastic starting to move to the upside. Again, we only get a 50-point move back up before the market hits 78% retracement, closes back below the 5-bar moving average, and then trades all the way down, ready for when the Dow comes on stream. This is the low, and you can see what happened at the low. The market bounced off it with the Dow, and we then became overbought, and 89% retracement from the previous high to the left, when the market then turned south again, oversold at 62, 78 with demand, and then moving back to 62% retracement, and then the evening trading down with the Dow there. In the currencies, Japanese yen had a bit of a down day yesterday, but has switched sides and is heading back to the upside. In the 30-minute chart, you can see that when the inflation numbers hit in the UK, the pound, and where it was affected by, because obviously there's going to be another increase in interest rates, and the market then coming off the low, and prices moving back up to the DP and still heading to the upside overnight as well. In the pound, this not doing a lot but down yesterday on the inflation numbers, which is a surprise because I thought this would have moved higher given the fact that interest rates will have to go up again. But it was moved to the downside. But then I think the geopolitical situation and the war, the dollar finding strength, was enough to put downside pressure on the pound, finding support at the 38% retracement there at the moment. And in the 30-minute, you can see the sell-off there as well till it became oversold with divergence demand and then started to bounce. And currently sideways, sitting at the 200 MA there. Quick look at the metals, which is very interesting at the moment. We've got a situation where silver is becoming sideways. Yesterday the market managed to move back down a bit overnight. Everything else is going up. Everything is hyperinflated. Silver is still 50% cheaper than it was in 1979 for reasons of manipulation, which I don't need to repeat. So yeah, we could still see the 78% tested. One thing, just looking over to the other chart at the moment, well, in fact, let me show you in the 30-minute chart. The market's been sideways, and it's really finding support at this $25 level overnight. Every time it's broken below it, it's been brought back, including in the last 15 minutes as well. So I'm starting to see that there is some sort of potential here to be allowed to move back to yesterday's high in the silver market. And plus we're oversold, of course, which I mentioned in Monday on the alert as well. We came back 78%, so I suppose it's a good area to actually try and bounce off. But we'll have to see what the LBMA fixes at lunchtime. Crude oil up at $122 per barrel overnight, losing a bit at the moment. That should bring silver down if it continues to move to the downside. It's been used as the excuse. Gold also sideways, stuck in a range. They don't want it back above that 2,000 anytime soon if they can help it, but it will do when it's allowed to, of course. And the dollar showing strength overnight as well, moving to the upside there, putting pressure on the pound and anything else that's any other currency that's inversely traded and related against it. So yeah, let's see what happens today. All the flash news this morning, and obviously Biden is in Europe as well. God help the Europeans. And with that, as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.